Hello, this is Nicole Henry. I'm happy, I'm living, I'm loving, and most importantly, I'm alive on South Beach.
Hi, I'm Dina Stewart,
And I'm Stewart.
and we're alive on South Beach, a show with a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
And how did you like that great shout out from our friend Nicole Henry?
Fabulous as always.
Well, she's not only beautiful, she's not only talented, but she is getting better and better. And one day will be talked about in the same sentence with Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald and those other great stylists. And just to give you a little idea of what we're talking about, let me present my friend in action, Nicole Henry.
Because it's summertime. Yes, it's summertime. Oh, it's
My friend Donna Zemo, who was with the Visitor Center here on Miami Beach, has started a new company called Tropical Tours. And she kept calling, oh, you gotta come. And finally we said, okay. Well, we went on a tour with her to the Redlands. And boy, did we see some spectacular old Florida.
You know how I sometimes refer to South Beach as being on another planet? Well, it really is, because the Redlands is farmlands. It's orchid farms. It's alligator farms. It's amazing. And we went to 3 of the major sites there, and we're going to share it with you.
Hello!
Well, hello to you. I'm standing here with Robert Fuchs at the RF Orchids, Inc. I know your family got involved in this, and has been for generations, but what's kept you involved in the business?
Love of nature. I am blessed to be able to grow these beautiful plants and to enjoy them every day and make a living off of it. So it's really, truly a blessing.
Well, this is one of the jewels here in the Miami area. It's not on South Beach. You got to actually get into a car or a bus to get here, and it takes about 30 minutes, but it's worth every minute of it, because what you're going to see here, you won't see anywhere else. In Miami, urban sprawl is getting bigger and bigger, and the old Miami is starting to disappear. But there's one place that you can go where you can actually see the old Miami the way it was, and it's called Cauley Square. And this is Frances, who is the owner, and she created this by doing something very unique.
I was doing construction, and I saw the place. I bought the place, and I preserved those cottages and do so a small makeup. But it was preserved. I tried to preserve.
What would you say to our audience, because they're from all over the world, and a lot of them will be coming to Miami? Why should they come down here?
Well, I think it's this place been here for 100 years. It's very old, like a coconut grove, like the Keys, and I think it's in South Florida. This is the only place left from 100 years old, and I think it's beautiful, and they can see how old Florida used to be.
What I found most fascinating about our trip to the Redlands was the Coral Castle. Now, the Coral Castle was built by one man by hand. His name is Ed. And he took stones from the quarry one by one and built an incredible buildings.
And an amazing piece of architecture.
Absolutely. It was built in the 1920s, and to this day they can't figure out how he managed to do this. I mean, it's a work of art.
Well, he studied architecture and he studied construction, and he was alone, and so he kept to himself. But I really feel sorry for this guy. He spent all his time building this. He's bringing over a bride, and his life, looks like it's turning out to be just the way he dreamt it would. And at the last minute, she cut the legs out from the whole thing and walked away from him.
Exactly. She took a look at this castle and she said, "Are you out of your mind? I'm not going to live here." And the day before the wedding was scheduled, she ran out on him. She jilted him. So he spent the rest of his life completing this major project.
Because that was his mission.
That was his mission, and she went on to get married to somebody else, have children, and live a normal life. I give her credit.
Well, on a certain level, so do I. But, like this poor guy ended up living alone till the day he died in this castle that he built where he was the king and there was never a queen.
Hello.
Well, hello to you, and how are you? The next guest, I'm told, is known in history buff circles as the godfather of South Florida history. And this is what he had to say. This is Seth Bramson, and he is one of, I guess, the foremost historians on South Miami. You've written how many books?
Well, right now I just finished my 22nd book on areas having to do with Florida, Stuart. This was the history of Homestead for their centennial, which is this year. I start next week on the Aventura history, and then I'm going to be doing the history of Miami Beach High and the history of Greater Miami during World War II. I have been collecting Miami memorabilia in Floridiana. May started my 57th year. So our collection is enormous, and generally when I write my books, much of the material comes right from the Bramson archive.
So you're sort of the keeper of the history flame that's going to memorialize Miami Beach into the next century.
It is amazing because there have been more words written about Miami Beach than any other city of its size in America.
Wow. And you do realize that, like, living on Miami Beach is like living on another planet.
Well, I grew up here, and we came here when I was 2 years old, and this is the only thing I ever knew.
So you've seen it all.
Oh, it is incredible. But the most important thing is to understand that when you came here that young and you didn't go to New York or come down from New York when you were older and recognized it, we grew up in paradise. Now, the only thing is, we didn't know it at the time because it was all we knew.
Yeah.
But we can look back on it and say, my God, we really did grow up in paradise. And you know what? There were some rough times, unquestionably. But just like Homestead, and I just finished their book, coming back after Hurricane Andrew, Miami Beach has come back time after time after time, and what we are seeing is one of the great comebacks of any city or municipality in the history of the country.
Here's another person who loves Miami Beach, and this is why we're all here. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Great pleasure.
And one of the more interesting people we know is Septimius the Great. And this is why he's so great.
What makes Septimius great?
When I was born, my destiny was set. I was groomed for success, not the gross, but the net.
How do people address you? Your Eminence, Your Highness, Your Empress? How would you like to be addressed?
Just a Septimius. I'm a regular guy. They call me the Emperor of Music. So if you want to address me as the Emperor of Music, that's good too.
This is a regular guy whose last name is the Great.
Exactly.
So that'll give you an idea of how regular he is. Aren't you also promoting a phenomenal rock group from England that could be, the next Spice Girls?
Yes. They're called Anything But Monday. Actually, one of the girls actually works with Pitbull and Neo for a single they released last year. And right now we're doing a collaboration together. So myself and Anything But Monday from London actually will be doing a new song called 99 Beers in a Wall.
Well, we're going to look forward to it, and I can't wait to sing it. It's got a lot of words in it.
Yeah, little words, mostly beats and a lot of words.
Mostly counting, though.
Yes.
Or is this a whole new song?
We got to drink a beer for everyone, so by the end of the song, I don't know what will happen.
What kind of beer? What's the name of the beer?
It's called Mirosa Beer. It's an Italian beer company that they actually own, and they actually are promoting it, and Miami is one of the stops.
So it's an Italian beer company being owned by a British group, and they're right here in Miami where everything has its start.
Exactly.
Did you ever want to be a clown?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not talking about the kind of clowns that go to kids' parties and entertain kids. I'm talking about the Emmett Kelly clowns that perform in international circuses.
No.
I tell you, there's always been a little part of me that wanted to be in something like that. And that's on my bucket list. And this is the closest I've gotten to it so far. When did you become a clown and why?
I became a clown when I joined this show. Before that, before I joined the show, I was, I didn't think much of clowns.
It's more than just the look. Like, I couldn't become a clown just because of the way I look, although people laugh at me a lot.
No. No, I mean, you could be a clown, but it definitely won't be because of the way.
What do I need to do to become a clown?
There's nothing you can do to become a clown. You're either a clown or you're not. A clown is in touch with his own ability to play, which we forget. We know it when we're children, and we forget it when we grow up. And so I don't think there's nothing you can do, but there's nothing that you personally need to do because you're already there.
Well, you see, I'm here and I didn't even know it. Hey, it looks like there's going to be a storm coming soon.
The nose, you don't need it.
I got a funny nose without it. I knew it,
You need to be funny. It's all here, buddy. It's all right here.
So all you really have to have is heart.
Yeah, and openness. You just need to be open.
One clown to another. How could I join this little circus?
If you want, you can try, no problem. Because every time when we come to each country, sometimes, usually, we take 1 or 2 clowns from this country. So.
Okay, you got a deal.
Yeah.
So you're going to join the circus?
I'm really thinking about it. And also, this show is so tremendous because right now, this is the coolest show in the hottest presentation season at the Arts Center. And this is what makes it so cool.
The end of another show. I'm Dina Stewart.
And I'm Stuart Stewart.
And we're alive on South Beach.
For
syndicatednews.net.
We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Jamie, and I'm alive on South Beach. That's Jamie Cromwell. Still alive on South Beach.